you keep getting your stuff. I know how to touch it the right way.
Yeah, there's no way you can do like it.
So don't try. That's why you like this.
What do you think of the new cap and gowns?
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
families, community members, our Board of Education members, teachers, administrators, district staff members, and especially the Pittman High School class of 2018. I'm excited and honored to be with you this evening and to welcome all of you to this commencement exercise. High school graduation is always one of the biggest thrills for me each year because it is a community celebration and acknowledgement of the years of hard work and achievement of a remarkable group of young people. Commencement is a watershed moment for students, for their families, and for the educators who have partnered with them on the journey. In preparing for my remarks for this evening, I considered a variety of themes that might be appropriate for the occasion. Each year at this time of year, we see media reports of famous performers, politicians, athletes, educators, or business and community leaders who are invited to serve as graduation speakers at various schools or universities. Over the years, the most poignant and inspirational of these speeches have been immortalized on YouTube for all to see and hear. Now, I can't promise you that I will rise to the level of that. I'm going to leave that up to our student speakers who will be with us in a few minutes. I'm sure they're much more YouTube worthy than I am. Now, some of you may be familiar, or not, with a gentleman by the name of Adam Grant. Dr. Grant is a best-selling author, a frequent contributor to the New York Times, and is a professor at the Wharton School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania. Go Quakers. His background is in organizational psychology. He's also a pretty good Twitter follow if you're interested in such things. He's at Adam M. Grant. I don't get paid to say that. I do recommend his TED Talks if you have a few minutes. Very interesting. Well, anyway, last year, Dr. Grant was invited to be the commencement speaker at Utah State University. And in his remarks, he shared his preparation for speaking to the graduates. And of course, as a social scientist, his first part of his preparation was to review all of these common themes that he would find in their speeches. And once he did that, he decided that he was going to deliver a graduation speech about graduation speeches. In fact, the fact that I'm actually speaking about this right now means that I'm giving a graduation speech about graduation speech about graduation speeches, which is sort of like a Seinfeld episode that I can remember about coffee table books about coffee tables. In this meta-analysis of graduation speeches and speakers, Grant identified a few key areas that commencement speakers focus on. 3 of these areas are generosity, authenticity, and persistence. By generosity, Grant suggests that many speakers will advise graduates to use their education to help others. Grant himself has written extensively about the idea of generosity in his books, and suggests that generosity is perhaps the greatest virtue, but he cautions that it should be balanced with self-care. In other words, there is a continuum between pure selflessness and selfishness, and even the most generous people are those who build capacity in others. So help yourself, but don't help others, but don't sacrifice yourself. Authenticity would be the second common theme that he identifies. Being true to yourself is extolled as the best advice from many speakers. Grant suggests, however, that perhaps we should be true to the self we wish to be. In other words, don't forsake your core identity, but leave room for personal growth and evolution. The final virtues he espoused, or were espoused by many of the speakers, were persistence and grit. Never give up is a common theme heard at these speeches. Persistence has been identified as one of the most important factors in individual success and happiness. However, Grant reminds us that for every successful writer or musician or artist, there are thousands others just like them who were less successful, even though they had worked just as hard on their goal. Grant believes that it is possible that grit and determination can at times be applied too narrowly, and that some people fall into an overly persistent devotion to a very specific outcome. He suggests that grit does not mean that we do not have permission to pursue a new dream, that there are times in life when it makes sense to widen your focus. In other words, don't give up on your values, but be willing to give up on your plans. Allow yourself to dream a wide range of possibilities for yourself. Now, you'll notice that Grant's advice seems to temper the advice of many of those other speakers. He explains that in his research, he has identified resilience, the ability to have strength to take feedback to heart and the willingness to start from scratch, as an important personal trait to develop. Even the most generous people get burned out without proper balance and perspective. And holding to a fixed mindset or an overly narrow focus on a goal can leave you spending a lifetime running in place. Grant suggests that balanced virtue and a sense of resilience are the recipe for success. The vices of deficiency and excess. A general rule of thumb in life is that too much of a good thing is not good, but not enough is just as bad. If you recall the story of Goldilocks, only Baby Bear was happy with his porridge. In closing his remarks at Utah State, Dr. Grant touched upon another key theme that is common among speakers that he studied. Diversity, in all of its forms, is a good thing, and perhaps an exception to Aristotle's rule. There can be no such thing as too much diversity. Diversity of perspective, diversity of opinion, diversity of experiences and expertise, all of these things will better equip you to navigate through life's challenges. Diversity, says Grant, lies at the heart of resilience. And so, to the graduating seniors, as you embark upon your journey through this school and this community and beyond, consider these key virtues of generosity, authenticity, grit, diversity, and resilience, and develop those qualities in yourself. Be a giver, but take time to meet your own needs. Be yourself, but work to build a better version of yourself all the time. Never give up on your dreams, but be ready for those opportunities that will widen and fine-tune those dreams. Listen to others, even when they think differently than you do. True learning and growth takes place when you lean in, listen closely, and entertain the willingness to be changed. And be grateful for those who helped you along the way and emulate their behavior. Class of 2018, I wish you all good things on this, your graduation day.
I'm Carl Martinson. Today is the day where we begin our lives. We have a class, have experienced Pittman High together. Now nothing will change that. I had the pleasure of knowing some of you and still have yet to get to know some of you. I'm sure that all you will all go on to live nice and fulfilling lives. I wish to you best of luck.
inches of it looking at me. Is this the place we used to love? Is this the place that I've been dreaming of? Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me where it was, because I need you. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin. And if you have a minute, why don't we go talk about it somewhere only we know?
Way to start my speech. I wanted it to be funny, or deep, or sentimental, or something truly meaningful that would really impact everyone here tonight. Instead, we're stuck with this speech, so let me apologize in advance. When I thought about it though, I decided it was almost impossible to put the last 4 years of our lives here into one short speech. I mean, how could I possibly condense all the amazing memories we've made with just 500 words? There's not enough time to go into detail about how our whole class never made curfew during senior trip, or about the horseshoe calamity of 2008. This is not an easy thing to do, but hopefully when I'm finished, you'll feel that I've done justice to this awesome class of 2018. Not to be egotistical or anything, but our class is truly the best. I know that every single person who gives a graduation speech says this exact same line, but I have some valid arguments to support it. Now, in an effort to make my English teachers proud, I have provided some solid evidence here that is perfectly cited in MLA format and not at all biased. Academically, this class has gone above and beyond what was expected. We have all been neck and neck since day one, literally separated by tenths of points. I mean, come on, the top 10 year all have GPAs of over 100. I'm sure we've all remarked on how, if we were in any other class, our rank would be much higher. But without this competition, I never would have pushed myself as much or as hard as I did. If I was in any other class, I probably wouldn't have even studied for those gym tests. But hey, if you want to have a riveting conversation about the history of Bago, I'm your girl. Every day we came to school ready to work hard, especially in Miss Sal's room, who, as we all know, never takes a break. Yes, Miss Sal, we are still salty about the test we took after the AP exam. Our efforts, though, have paid off with great rewards and promises for great futures. Athletically, we have some of the finest athletes this school has to offer, with many of us being Tri-County champs or even record holders. We treated gym as an AP course for college credits, and many of us have suffered numerous injuries from accidentally getting involved in the big boy volleyball game. Personally, I even received a concussion from Alexis barreling into me during Ultimate Frisbee, and we were even on the same team. However, in spite of all of our academic and athletic achievements, school culture is where I think our class truly shines. We are the leaders here, and everyone is friends with everyone. Sure, you have your groups, but none are exclusive, and all are willing to hang out with one another. Our class motto is good vibes this year, and I genuinely feel that there are only good vibes coming from this group of soon-to-be adults. All 106 of you have granted me some of the best memories I have. From flipping backpacks inside out, to junior cheese, to the stolen Wi-Fi, to taking pictures inside the gym for prom, and every moment in between. You guys have made each day a little brighter, and each school event a little more fun. Despite learning derivatives and all of the bones in the body, the most important lesson that I've learned here is to make the most of every moment. Enjoy the little things, because one day you'll look back and realize that they weren't so little. Life is made up of tiny snapshots and experiences that ultimately will change and shape you. PHS has taught me how to make the best of everything, no matter where you are or who is with you. Thank you, class of 2018, for being the absolute, hands down, best class ever. I could not have asked for better people to share these last 4 years of my life with. I hope that in whatever you do, wherever you go, you take the memories you made here with you. Use these moments to propel you forward, and as you succeed, don't forget the people here who have shaped you. Remember the classes held outside, the faculty who roasted you, the field trips to Gettysburg and Philly, but most importantly, remember your friends. Remember the ones who made the struggle of waking up every day at 6 a.m. so worthwhile, and who contributed the most to your high school experience. I'd like to thank my parents for supporting me in all that I do. But while we're here together for probably the last time, I'd like to thank you, the class of 2018, for providing me with the greatest friends and the greatest memories. You will be missed. Thank you.
Good evening to the family, friends, loved ones, and faculty and administration here tonight. Thank you all for joining us, the class of 2018, as we graduate from high school. Much like everything else I've done during my time here, this was done both last minute and stressfully. So bear with me as I try and encapsulate the last 4 years I spent here at PHS in just one speech. It was a very daunting task. Graduation. The day that some of us have dreaded, while others, I'm sure, could not have been more excited about, is here. And there's no going back now. This is probably the last, if not the last, time that we'll all be here together like this. Let that sink in for a second. It's over. And whether or not you want to admit it, we've been shaped by the time we've spent here over the last 4 years, the time we've spent with each other as a class of 2018. Our grade really is a special one. We truly excel in everything we do, whether that be in sports, academics, the arts, Spirit Week, being late on senior trip, having the weirdest names for friend groups, or even in gym class, where we have the very first senior AP gym class this year. No matter the area, we go above and beyond. Let me focus on Spirit Week for a second. This is the week when our grade comes alive. I've heard us referred to as the most spirited and enthusiastic grade, and that couldn't be more accurate. We dominated during Spirit Week, winning almost all the events, even beating the juniors when we were only sophomores. Our Wizard of Oz hallway decorations that year were legendary. We really do love HGTV. Our Powder Puff cheerleaders were absolute monsters, giving the best halftime performance this school has seen in years. And no matter what, we always knew we could count on Freddie to destroy the water bottle flipping challenge during the pep rally. Starting Twitter, and yes, Finsta fights, among all of the grades over who is the best was our specialty, and we never backed down, ever. And I'm sure all the other grades could back up that claim. Most of all, who could forget the best grade chant ever, Junior Cheese? It was a game changer. By the end of Spirit Week, the other grades always hated us, but it only brought us together. Spirit Week was our time to shine. Academically, our grade rises above the rest. There are so many intelligent people sitting out on this field right now with the brightest of futures ahead. Engineers, lawyers, doctors, teachers, even a president, a cheer captain, a 100,000 Gamerscore Xbox player, and of course, me, the most athletic person on this entire field. I'm only kidding, but seriously, there's no achievement that we haven't striven to reach. But don't worry, for us, it really is no big deal. It's just what we do as the class of 2018. We don't settle for anything less than the best. Now, I'd like to take some time to address my class specifically. As you venture on into the world, doing whatever it is you plan on doing, these are the things that I hope you carry with you. The memories you have made doing the best you could and succeeding at the same time with your best friends beside you. I hope you remember all of the amazing things you've done here, whether it was in the arts, academics, athletics, or even in something like Spirit Week, because all of that matters.
All of the success each of you has had will propel you on to bigger and better things, things beyond the walls of Pittman High School. And just as we strove for greatness in our time here, we will continue to do so as we move through life, never settling and always demanding the best. But while the accomplishments themselves are definitely rewarding, they aren't everything. It may be cliche, but the truth is that the best parts of your time here won't have been your various successes and triumphs, but rather the things you did and the memories you made to get there. So in the future, get involved, be active. Don't sit by and watch everyone else make memories that you might regret not making later on. Take stock of each and every experience and enjoy every single moment. You'll remember the big wins and losses, sure, but what shaped your experience in high school were the little things that added up to make something truly special. The bus rides, the team dinners, the dances, hanging out in your friends' basements, driving around with the windows down blasting whatever songs you love, the awkward everyday moments. They are the most important parts of your life. It's the little things that happen along the way that shape an experience. It really does all lie in the journey, not in the destination. But we're at the destination now, guys. This is it. The journey has ended. It may have flown by, but it's over. Was your journey something you can reminisce on with a smile? For some of us, the answer is yes. And for others, it may be no, but that's okay. Just go forward, vowing to enjoy every moment and make the journey something you'll remember and value even more than the destination. Because when the end is here, and it is here, you'll want to look back and say, I had a blast. I mean, where else could Footloose come on as a knowing look spreads across everyone's face and we all start the dance that we'll probably never forget? Where else could you hear a high-pitched scream and know that it was Jonathan before thinking it was anything else? Where else could every teacher come together? Where else could every teacher come together and make a dance to Watch Me Whip/Nay-Nay in the middle of a pep rally? I hope you truly value these moments, because you'll probably never experience anything like them again. Before I finish, I'd like to take a moment to specifically thank my parents for everything that they have done for me. I can truly say that I couldn't have done it without you, at all. To the class of 2018, I encourage all of you to find the people that you want to thank the most, whether it be parents, friends, or anyone in particular that you think helped you get here. We owe it to them as much as ourselves, and nothing's better than a well-timed and heartfelt thank you. And with that, I would like to congratulate the class of 2018 for making it here. It wasn't always easy, and there were definitely frustrations and questions along the way. Who is Pittman Poles? Is Miss Sal secretly a robot? Is there a swimming pool on the roof? Does Mr. Newcomb have a heart? I know I can look back fondly on my time here. The speech wasn't too full of overused advice from an inexperienced 18-year-old, but I just have one more thing to say to the class of 2018 before I end this speech. From the wise words of Miss Sal, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for making my high school experience one that I will never forget, and for giving me the best friends and memories that I could ever ask for. I wish you all the best of luck in the future. Cheers to senior year and to high school, everyone. We did it. Thank you.
Applause for Zach and Kayla for dealing with the microphone and making it amazing anyway. Good evening and welcome to the graduation for the class of 2018. As the last 4 years come to a close tonight, and each and every one of these graduates sitting here are getting ready to leave Pittman High School, they all have a lifetime of memories. The impact that they have had on those around them every day will forever be etched into the walls of the building with their names, their faces, their experiences, their accomplishments, and their successes. Throughout their 4 years, it has been glaringly evident that the class of 2018 would be a group of individuals that would make a name for themselves. The accomplishments were both individual and, even more importantly, as a class. Whether it was an academic success, a musical milestone, an athletic championship, or just sitting here all together on graduation night, knowing each other, understanding each other, and accepting each other. The class of 2018 did it with poise and flair. I could stand here and provide example after example of how the class of 2018 impacted those around them, whether it be classmates or peers, or parents or community members. But just my own words, they're not enough. I think it's important for them to hear from the ones that they really had an impact on, and that's their teachers. So at this time, I would like to quote some of the teachers about the class of 2018. Mrs. Knowles, it's very hard to sum up what this year's class means to me personally without getting overly emotional. They came in the past September not entirely sure of what the future held, but as the year progressed, through their eagerness and persistence, they figured out what the next year could hold. These seniors are joyful and funny, adventurous. They try new things and they think outside the proverbial box. They are very intelligent and willing to help each other and those very close to them. They are family. I wish them all the best that life holds and urge them to take their time to appreciate each and every moment that comes in front of them. And she will end with a quote from Mummy. Enjoy the moment, enjoy the journey. From Miss Schwank, the class of 2008 the most in a single year of teaching. AP, really? AP, Jim? I couldn't wait to see what hilarious things would happen each day. From your crazy antics in PE, with your witty comments and stories throughout the year, you made the best job in the world even better. As you move on to a new step in your life, whatever that may make, please don't forget to have fun and enjoy the journey. I will miss you all next year. Miss Schwank. Mr. Newcomb. Why is everybody laughing? This year's seniors brought a certain intellectual radiance to the culture of the school. They made it cool to be intelligent, to read strange books and write poetry, to engage in academic discourse with a teacher and not have the stigma to who they were as individuals. It is important to remember that being intelligent and questioning the world around you isn't a sign of weirdness or elitism, but it's important to being a complete person. Be a complete person. Dr. Blass. The class of 2018 led the building in being more socially responsible by recognizing how events outside of Pittman affect their school and their community. They turned a tragedy into a public forum where serious issues could be addressed with those in power to make decisions, which was truly a responsible and mature approach. I hope the active citizenship continues throughout their lives as they help shape our nation's future. Mr. Palomeni, to the graduates, having a child in the class is a unique situation, and as I've watched you grow, I've often looked at you not just as students, but as my sons and daughters. As any parent can attest, there were times you were challenging. And yes, there were times, especially in the media center, when you made too much noise. But I found you to be an exceptionally tight-knit, compassionate class with a wide array of talents and abilities. I encourage all of you to continue that challenge, not just yourselves, but the world. And go out there and make all the noise you can. And last, but definitely not least, do we want to guess? Miss Sal, aka Mrs. Hess, her actual name. Mrs. Hess said, I will remember the class of 2018 as a tight-knit and hardworking group of students with widely unique personalities who taught me something new every day. I was proud of them and their accomplishments every time they walked into my classroom. And Miss Sal leaves you with one more thing to say. Remember, guys, you're awesome. Okay. These are just a few of your teachers that you have seen throughout your 4 years. And they have seen them, have not had the opportunity to tell you personally just what you have meant to Pittman High School. I guarantee you that their sentiments are echoed in the teachers that you heard from tonight. I hope that you truly understand the impact that you have made on Pittman High School. It's been enormous. I've gotten to see you every year for 4 years, and I can guarantee you that there is no one like you. As you leave Pittman High School, always know you have a home to come to. teachers that will always welcome you, and classmates who will always, always remember you, your laughter, and your smile. I thank you personally as principal of Pittman High School for making Pittman High School a better place. For the last 4 years, it has been truly amazing to have you in the building. I wish you the best of luck, as everyone here does tonight, and go out and make all of us proud. Congratulations.
The class of 2018 would like to present Pittman High School with the gift of a landscape garden area for continued learning of environmental studies, as well as the beautification of Pittman High School. Thank you.
Freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, all will that be true. And we'll make thy halls and portals ring with triumph too. Here's to you, dear alma mater, best one of them all. Though the miles may stand between us, we'll come at thy call. Sing once more to Pittman High School, praise her to the sky. She's the pride of fair New Jersey, hail to Pittman High. Here's to thee, dear alma mater, still our hearts will burn. Even after graduation, there our steps will turn. Sing, oh sing, ye sons and daughters, shout in glad refrain. Our beloved alma mater, praise thee once again.
As a representative of the Pittman Public Schools, I do solemnly attest to the accomplishments of this class, and I hereby acknowledge that this group of distinguished students has met or exceeded all of the academic requirements as stipulated by the New Jersey State Department of Education and the Pittman Board of Education. Dr. Sherry Lombardo and the Pittman Board of Education, ladies and gentlemen, I now proudly present to you the Pittman High School class of 2018.
Anne Catherine Meehan. Leah Rose Kama. Emily Marie Minix. Emma Elizabeth Paroli. Audrey Elise Radke. Declan Christopher Riddell. Lyndsay Morgan Boyd. Nicole Renee Spade. Lauren Alyssa Stamen.
You're on the other side of the
Yeah, I know.
So,
Oh.
that's funny.
It is. I'm gonna tell her.
You think they would have spread this out better? A bunch.
I remember it in high school. It was still in my one came out.
I didn't remember.